guys, welcome to The Camera Adds 10 Pounds. Cynthia's laughing already because my title's amazing. This is my podcast
Brilliant.
where we talk about, fitness and health a little bit and people in the entertainment industry and even people in the fitness industry. And my guest today is one of my favorite people to be around. I'm going to fuck up your last name, though. Cynthia Czarnecki.
Yeah, perfect.
Did I say it right?
Perfect.
Look at that. See? I don't know. Don't ask me how to spell it.
I feel odd leaving this on the table since you're twirling around back and forth.
No one can see what we're doing.
Okay.
We're twirling around. I mean, maybe you can see, but some people are watching this if they're weird. I said it right?
You said it perfectly.
No, but I can't spell it.
Try.
I know it starts with a Z. No, it starts with a Z. It's CZ, right?
Yes.
CZNA.
Try again.
So say it.
Czarnecki.
Yeah, I said CZA. No?
Now, yeah, but you said it N first. You said CZN.
Really? CZARNACK.
Czarnecki.
Naki. Here, spell it first.
So if you break it, Czar.
Yeah, CZAR.
Boom. Neck.
Neck. NEK. NECK. Sorry.
I think I should have brought you the coffee.
Yeah. No, we're good.
No, you're good. Yeah.
Okay. I. And that's it's Polish because your husband's Polish.
My husband's Polish and a quarter Mexican.
Oh, no shit.
From Michigan.
That does not make sense at all.
Right?
And
That's what I said
and
when
he does not look Mexican at all.
Exactly. Those Polish genes are strong.
But your maiden name is Davila, right?
Yes.
Right?
Davila. Yes.
Davila.
That usually gets butchered worse.
Really?
Oh my God. I remember one time.
In LA?
Yeah.
What?
Someone said Cynthia Davila, and I don't know how in the heck they got Davila out of Davila, but.
Man, me neither.
It is what it is. It's all good.
But
it's all good in the hood.
I'm glad you came. When I started this podcast, I thought about all the people that I wanted to have on, and for various reasons, and you were one of the people that I was like, I gotta have
Very
Cynthia
grateful.
on.
Thank you.
So I'll talk about you a little bit, but you can tell everybody. So Cynthia, I've known through the gym for I don't know, when did you start training there? 4 years ago.
About 4 years ago.
Yeah, so I feel like you and
2014.
Ashton,
So
my
5.
girlfriend, started around the same time. But you were someone who was very much in the dance community.
Yes.
Professional dancer.
Yes.
For a long time.
Yeah. You know what's funny? If I look at it, it was long. It started really young.
Right.
It just started. It was in a younger part of my life.
Like you were 18, right?
Even younger when I got my first gig.
No shit. How old are you?
So my first gig. Okay, for those of you who's going to really date me, my first gig was a Spandau ballet video.
A what?
A Spandau ballet.
Spandau?
Spandau ballet.
Is it like a ballet company?
Oh my God.
Shit, I should know this.
You should.
Are you familiar with Spandau Ballet, Alex?
Oh my God, true. This much is true. Ooh. This much is true. Ooh.
This is another reason why I wanted Cynthia out. I don't know this at all.
Much is true. Go back.
Yeah.
You
Okay.
gotta go back to the 80s.
I got you. I know that song. Yeah.
But it wasn't for that video. It was for something else. I think at the time I was literally 13, 14 because I got my agent. I got signed with Julie McDonald at 13.
McDonald from MC. I don't even know what they're called now.
She's now McDonald Selznick Associates.
So it's MSA.
MSA. And
right?
back then, she was with Joseph Helfand and Ricks.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, this is when headshots were only black and white.
Oh, yeah. I mean, for sure. I started right when it was it was just about to change.
Come to color.
Yeah. They were like, you should probably get some color ones too. And now it's like, can you imagine going to I do comedy, so a lot of places, a lot of comedy clubs will have kind of like at the Comedy Store, but a lot of comedy clubs will have headshots hung up of people, but most of them are black and white.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh dude, how old are these headshots that they're in black and white?
It's true. Yeah. Black and white. And you have to have your resume had to be the same size,
right?
And stapled on the back.
Of course, which is the most annoying thing still. And it's not really most I can't remember the last time I went to an audition where you actually they took your, they don't take them anymore. It's just, it's all digital now.
Yeah. No, so that shows you then when I stepped out, by then you still were walked up.
Yeah. I mean, you still did like pay maybe like up until, there's probably still some people that take them.
Yeah.
But I just can't think of the last time that I went on one. But like, yeah, even like a couple years ago, you'd go and you would take it, and then they'd be like, "Oh, we don't need it." And now it's just like almost
it's all casting online.
Always,
yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah, I was talking about this on the first podcast, and you probably remember this too. Is I remember going to auditions, and you would take your headshot, but you would also have to take a Polaroid there.
Yeah,
and you're like, "Oh, that's not what I look like at all."
And God forbid you say, "Can we take another one?" Yeah. Not like today with selfies where you can filter the crap out of it and redo. No,
and get your angles and everything.
And I mean, come on, there had to be sometimes. I used to feel sometimes you can tell when the person was not going to get the best Polaroid of you.
Of course.
And you had to just roll with it.
Yeah, and because the whole thing was like the Polaroids don't lie, and that was kind of like what made. It's kind of like I joke about it, but that's kind of where I got the name of the podcast. Is the camera adds 10 pounds because some people do look bigger when you are on film or on photographs, you know?
No, I'm putting my head. No. But seriously, and that's something I've known from just in the training world, still on scholarship at Dupre.
Oh, God.
The camera. I remember taking a summer off after junior scholarship, and I cracked up because the first time coming back to class, one of my mentors was like, "Well, 10 pounds, girl.
No shit.
Got to get 10 off."
And how old were you?
I was 16.
Fuck,
I know. Talk about starting, the disorder, mental, body dysmorphia and stuff. But that was it then.
So 16, they told you that you had to drop 10.
Oh yeah. Oh, I was on a job, and I was told even on an actual job to lose 10 pounds in a week, or else I was going to get fired.
Can we say what job this was?
I don't want to, but I think I better not. I'll plead the fifth on that one. Okay, but no, that's an actual fact. I was on a 2-month Southeast, and that's kind of going to say more. I just say exactly. I was on a 2-month. I will leave the destination.
A 2-month job overseas.
Yes. So at this point, I was emancipated already.
No shit. You got emancipated?
I did. I didn't divorce my parents. It was purely for work, and
because it has something to do with like getting work permits and stuff like that at a certain age. Or?
Yeah, there was a group of us at that time when Julie signed us. We were throwing down as hard as the adults, and we'd make it to the end. And as soon as they're like, "Well, how old are you?"
Right.
We're 15. No. You got to come back. And I got sick and tired of getting to the end. And then as soon as they heard my age, so Kenny Ortega's casting agent said, "Hey, you should talk to your parents about emancipation."
Wow.
Yeah. So thank God the process of it was harder than the actual hearing with the judge.
Uh-huh.
He just was super sweet. He's like, "Look, when you make it, just send me a headshot and just sign it."
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was.
You missed it, Alex. She got emancipated when she was 16, 15
and a
but not like in a bad way. She needed it for work.
I didn't divorce my parents.
Yeah. Okay. Like Macaulay Culkin.
Yeah. No, we didn't have none of that, but it was crazy because you had to, stuff had to be in order to prove that you could basically take care of yourself.
Right.
So we had to make some magic happen.
Right.
And get things, the ducks in order. And
so you were 16 dancing in another country
for 2 months. Yes.
How cool is that?
For a pop star, I'll say that.
Okay.
But yeah, no, it was amazing. I begged to get put on this job. I told the manager, like, I will be in my room every night. Don't worry, I'm not going to go out.
Right.
And I had some good people around me that supported me and kind of took care of me too.
That's life experience that like you never forget that. I mean, that's so cool.
And then you're told when you get home, like I got a little chunky. I got a little chunky.
Really?
I did. Yeah. If I look back at photos, I was like, yeah, I had a little one too many ice creams in Harajuku. A little many too crepes in Japan.
Okay.
But you're 16. Your body's going through changes, hormones and all that. And at that point, back then, no one talked about that stuff.
Right.
And then I got the old call. Hey, you might want to drop 10.
This is what I one of my guests, my guest Emily, I told you she's a Victoria's Secret model. She was talking about that.
Wow,
like same thing. She was in, I don't remember if it was Japan or China, but she was talking about how like she started modeling when she was like 12, and then she went and they were like, "Yeah, you're too fat," and it's like she's like 13 or 14. Like, that messes you up psychologically, whether you admit it or not. You know?
Hands down. I mean, we were. in training still. So this is going back, 2 years at 13. Garbage pants, those sauna suits. Physio. I mean, ballet dancers, especially in the 70s and 80s, you would see them with those plastic pants on.
Yeah.
But we did. All of us would get these plastic pants and we would cut them into shorts and we'd wear them. Yeah. And eventually some of the teachers.
Sauna?
No, we'd wear them in dance class.
Oh, shit.
Just to bring our legs down because all of us were so concerned, like our legs weren't thin enough, or whatever the hell. It's crazy. But it was also a bit of a fashion statement. Yeah, the 80s. It's crazy. Plastic pants.
The 80s. You were dancing in the 80s. Like, that's crazy.
Yes. Well, I actually even started dancing in the late 70s.
Yeah, okay. How old were you when you started, like, dancing?
I was 7.
Okay. And you were taking, like, formal classes at that point?
Ballet and tap from a little studio in Lomita, California. I'm from the South Bay.
That's right. You grew up in San Pedro, right?
Yep.
Kind of?
Yeah. High school, Redondo. But, yeah, everything was basically in the South Bay. And I started coming up to West Hollywood in 86, I want to say. WeHo.
Damn it.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
No, it's bizarre.
86.
Yeah. 86.
And so you get your first gig professionally when you said 14?
Mm-hmm, with Spandau. And then
what I mean, one of the things I admire about Cynthia, can I tell them how old you are?
Yeah. Hey, I have no shame in my
No, I know. But because I want that to be you're 43 now?
You're kind. Keep going.
44.
Kind.
You're 45.
Yes, I will be 46 at the end of the year.
That's fucking crazy. 45 years old, and she looks amazing. If you're not watching, I mean, you can't tell that you're 45. Yeah, your parents are
I'm Mexican and Spanish. Yeah.
So we do have good genes when you're Latino, but I'm just gonna go out on a limb and say that you live. I mean, I know because I know you, but like you live a healthy lifestyle.
Pretty much.
And that goes a long way.
Yes.
To like maintaining, you probably I'm sure you have a good skincare regimen and all that stuff, but like you just take care of yourself.
I have to. I mean, it's kind of like a side. Now, even though I'm not dancing anymore, I am a walking billboard for a job, for my work. I better walk my talk. Don't get me wrong. I'm a human being. I enjoy life.
Of course.
I get burnt out. I get, all that stuff. But at the end of the day, it's like I got to practice what I preach.
Yeah.
It's possible. Everything is actually possible. You just got to put the work in.
It takes dedication.
Yeah, it takes time.
It's weird to see, and I'm not trying to. You probably will be more diplomatic than I will be, but like when I see trainers that are not fit, train clients, like because as someone who's been in fitness for so long, I know that, a lot of these people do have the knowledge and whatever to help people. But it's like, at the same time, like you said, you're a billboard for yourself. Mm-hmm. You're, people might see you at the gym or whatever and be like, oh, I want to look like her, so I'm going to train with her. Mm-hmm. But if you're not in shape, like how are you going to tell people like, oh, I can help you get in shape? I know I'm not, but I can help you. It's like, it's weird.
It's hard. I kind of I didn't understand that when I really first started training clients one-on-one in the beginning. I really was like, oh my God, what is going on?
Right.
But after now living life more, being a little older, having more experience, I know some of us, they just get burnt. You're just burnt. And although you would hope at some point there'd be a little bit of a self-wake-up call. But, hey, to each his own. Everyone's journey is different.
I knew you were going to be more diplomatic than me.
Well, because,
I fucking knew it, Cynthia.
No, I know. Well, because,
you're a better person than me. That's fine.
No, you're a great person. You're just, you know what? Here's the thing. You can call it what it is. But I think sometimes I'm just like, look, I've had my moments where I've fallen off of my own little wagon,
right.
And I just know how to kind of keep it together from an exterior, but internally I know what's going on.
Of course.
There's moments where I'm literally like, ugh, it is exhausting because it's a job. But at the end of the day, when you take care of yourself and you put that energy into yourself, first of all, not only are you going to feel better, but you start to see how things in life around you just start to flow better.
There's always parallels.
Because you're in your zone.
Mm-hmm.
When you have that dedication to yourself and you've got some type of, it's structure. I love structure.
Mm-hmm.
I am brilliant with the schedule. Give me a schedule and I'll tear it up.
Right.
So I think there's some weird twisted mind thing in my head, just how I'm wired.
Mm-hmm.
I do better with structure. Don't give me too much free play.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, coming back to what you were saying, it does. And I think that's the other thing too. I'm going to go in another direction with that.
Go ahead.
I sometimes feel too, people get intimidated when someone is in great shape. And I sometimes wonder, I'm on the other spectrum watching, well, how come so-and-so doesn't come and try and work with me? Okay. I've had those thoughts. I go in another way of that.
Okay.
But I understand it's like it's personalities, it's energies, it's got to sync up at the right time.
For sure.
But I was going to say, don't when you're looking for someone to work with someone, don't be intimidated by it. Just someone's persona looks a certain way. Don't judge the book by its cover.
Okay. That's fair.
Because some people have confidence. Now there's a difference between confidence and arrogance.
Yeah.
But if, I'm going off on a whole tangent here.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying it can be intimidating sometimes.
Right. I get it. For sure. Let's backtrack a little bit.
Sure.
So you started dancing when you're 7, got your first professional gig at 14. Mm-hmm. At what point, because as a dancer, you're probably dancing how many hours a day when you're training, let's say?
Well,
just like not working on a job, because that's different. Rehearsal schedule's different.
Sure. So just in training wise, I would literally show up at the studio by 4 after school, and then I would stay. The last class was either 8:30 to 10 o'clock. And if my parents were really, really giving, they would let me stay for that last class, but they would have to drive up from the South Bay to pick me up that late. And we rinsed and repeated that.
That's a tough drive.
Rinsed and repeated that for a year and a half.
Every day? Or like 5 days a week? So
Monday through Fridays, yeah. When on the weekends, I would go earlier in the morning and get dropped off and stay. Summertime, I would literally get there crack of dawn and spend the whole day at the studio.
So you're dancing like 6-7 hours.
Sometimes, I would take 2 classes and we'd go across and have Sam's Deli, or this was when the Beverly Center was the big. Jerry's Deli used to be on.
Right there across. They used to be. I remember it being across the street.
Oh my gosh.
On Beverly, right there. Now it's called Granville now. That's where it used to be there.
Yes. Okay, well, now I'm taking even further back.
Yeah, you're taking it further back.
It used to be on the top floor of Beverly Center.
No shit.
Yeah, in fact, there was a movie theater up there.
I remember that. Went on a couple dates there. There was a Hard Rock there, too.
Yes.
Hard Rock Cafe there.
Yes.
This is before your time, huh, Alex?
Yeah. No, Hard Rock, exactly, because the car, remember they had the car sticking out? Yep, that was back in the time of hurricanes.
Oh, I don't remember that either.
That was a drink on the menu.
Oh, okay. See, I never drank.
Well, I didn't either.
That's okay.
But I remember that on the menu.
Okay. You're taking it back.
Exactly. Now, that was a big, big deal to walk. Oh, my God, we're going to walk to the Beverly Center. And then come back. And now El Carmen in that time was a full-on big Mexican restaurant.
Yeah.
Now it's just a tequila bar.
It's a little tiny.
It's tiny
now. It's like the size of this room, which if you guys aren't here, this room is very small.
Yeah, no, El Carmen was a proper restaurant.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I like El Carmen.
So we'd go there and have chips and salsa.
They've got good happy hour. Shout out to El Carmen.
Yeah. They actually have good potato tacos.
Well, I'm talking about the food. Whenever I refer to happy hour, I refer to food because I don't drink.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Why?
Why don't I drink?
No, why? Like, why do it? It's good. No, it's good.
I mean, because I don't drink because my dad drank when I was younger, and it just turned me off to getting into it.
I respect that.
Yeah.
I respect that.
Okay, so you're dancing, 4, 5, 6, 7 hours sometimes. Mm-hmm. At what point do you start incorporating like other types of fitness into your like routine?
So coming back to that job that I was told if I didn't drop weight.
So at 16.
Yeah. So 16. Now, what was crazy, a working professional, that was a big call for that job. I assisted that audition and the job.
Oh, wow.
And I was actually for the first time cutting people and having people calling me. I'm just saying at that age, it's crazy. It was really actually for something that you would think would be amazing. I was so uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Because I've got peers in that room that I admire that are working. And for, it's like the nature of the business. For whatever reason, if they weren't asked to stay, I had to walk up and say, back then it was like.
Yeah. No, it still is.
I mean, into the ear and
at least I think.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Okay. So so for those of you guys that have aren't familiar with dance auditions or whatnot, you show up to the call.
Scary.
And I don't even know what it's like now because I haven't gone to a dance audition in, I don't know, since the Spice Girls had their last tour, whenever that was. However long ago that was my last. That was when I was officially retired from dance. I think it had to be at least 7-8 years ago. But anyway, you go to a dance audition and there might be, depending on what the job is, 100 people, 200 people. If it's someone like Janet, there might be like 1,000 people or more.
And it's a couple days.
Yeah, and so you learn a piece of choreography, and they break you up into groups, and then you're practicing outside and whatnot, and then you come back, and then there's maybe 2 or 3 people like judging or casting, and then you do the routine for them, and then if they like you, they come up to you and they say, please stay.
Yes.
And if they don't, and it's not necessarily that they don't like you, but they just don't see what they were looking for, then they come up to you and they say, thanks for coming.
Yes.
And that's their way of saying that you didn't get it.
Yeah. Or your number. That was another process.
Right. They call the number. These numbers, please stay.
Yep.
And that's it. So the one cool thing that I can always say from like going to a dance audition is, unlike acting and other things, is that when you go to a dance audition, you leave. If you didn't get it, you didn't get it.
Yes.
Because they cut you.
Yes.
But if you did get it, like you usually know, like you usually leave the audition knowing whether or not you got it.
Sometimes they'll have to call. They'll say, thank you all, and we'll be in touch with your agent.
Right.
And you're literally
that's the worst.
24 hours, 48 hours. It's just, you're just waiting for that. That was back when you had an answering machine. So there was none of this.
Not even pager, but this is before pagers.
You know what?
Probably,
I had a beeper. No, I had a beeper. 16.
That's
because
great.
My mother was like, when I paid you better pull the car away and go to a payphone.
Oh God.
But no, I don't think our agency was that hip to do a pager. Like, it was, they'd call it. Oh, go ahead. I don't know. That actually is a good question.
Wait, so you were the person at this audition that had to go and tell people that they didn't get it.
It was uncomfortable, but I remembered one. Her name is Lisa Nunziella. Her and Eddie were the first couple to win Star Search. If you remember very first Star Search,
I do not.
It was a dance couple. They won the dance. They won the whole thing for dance and Star Search. She had come, and when she handed me her headshot, that was the other side. Okay, so proper headshots were this big, right?
Yeah, 8x10.
Otherwise, she had one like. Was that like a Z card?
Yeah.
Oh God, it's really wow. So it was a Z card, I guess.
When I had Emily in here, I asked her about Z card, and she didn't even know what I was talking about. And I was like, they call them something else now, but it's basically the same thing. But like in our day, they called it Z cards.
And I thought it was so cool because I'm like, of course she's got a different headshot, and like she's not standard. But it said on there she was a personal trainer at Gold's Gym. And I did. I remembered. I think I couldn't. I don't know if I saved it. Somehow I remembered it, and right away I called her and I said, "Hi, this is Cynthia Davila. I met you at Debbie's audition." And
Debbie Gibson.
Yes.
Oh shit! Who goes by Deborah now?
Yes, Deborah. Which honestly, kudos to her for giving me. That was another first big break. I'm just gonna
Alex,
say
you know
that.
who Debbie Gibson is? Are you serious? We're so old.
Electric Youth and oh my God, she was the very first big. She was the Britney of the 80s.
Oh, for sure.
Because she wrote and played all her stuff and produced. But anyways, so
Wait, hold on. What was her big song? Like her big song, Debbie
Shake
Gibson.
Your Love.
Shake Your Love. Shake, shake, shake. Yeah.
And I Get Lost.
Yes. And I feel my spirits rise.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Out of the Blue.
Out of the Blue. Oh, God. She was it. She was it, dude.
Yeah. It was her and Tiffany. Yep. They were ruling the 80s.
Have you seen Tiffany's modern version of I Think We're Alone Now?
No, but they're on tour right now.
Is she with New Kids?
Yes. New Kids, Tiffany,
and
Deborah.
Salt and Peppa?
And Salt and Peppa. And I think there's...
It's called The Mix.
Yes.
They're here in LA like on Friday.
What?
Or maybe Anaheim.
Shut the front door.
Yeah, I was contemplating. I was contemplating going. I saw them a couple years ago, and it was they were great. They were great.
Yeah.
I was a blockhead in the 80s and 90s, but I'm gonna be honest. Their new stuff or newer stuff. Once they got into that, the mood of the was just like, wait, well, what are you guys doing? Like, no one knows these songs. I mean, obviously, like the hardcore people know it, but like, I just want to hear the old shit, dude.
Yeah, no, bring me back. Exactly.
But it does sound like fun, but I don't think I'm gonna go.
Yeah, I know. Everybody's coming out. Yeah. Everyone's coming out the woodworks.
Yeah, I mean, who just performed that? Paula Abdul. You're the one that you're showing me.
Now, she's going to have a residency coming up in August Vegas. At the Flamingo. So for those of you who did miss the Billboard Awards, hit your YouTube, type in Paula Abdul. She's 57.
That's crazy.
Can I just say that?
She looks good.
She looks amazing. Yeah. And honestly, the choreography, it's a new girl who, if anyone knows who it is, just tag them in this stuff. But yeah. She killed it. She brought back a lot of that old style, but mixed with new. And to be honest, Paula moved to me just as hard as she was moving in her time.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, yeah, so it was Debbie's thing. And Lisa, coming back to that with Lisa, I just reached out and said, hey, I had this situation happen. I think I need to it's time I start lifting. So I started working out with weights at 16. So she was my first trainer.
Okay.
That I would drive an hour, you guys, to get to the gym to train at the Mecca.
At Gold's?
At Gold's.
In Venice?
In Venice.
Oh, shit.
Pedro.
That is the Mecca.
See, I will say that about myself. When I want to do something, I do it. I don't care what you have to, if you really want something bad enough, you're going to do it.
Agreed. So did you have a driver's license at this point?
Yes, I had my driver's license, and I remembered that was the time where no matter what, 405 was still packed back then. But you know what? Give me my music, I'm good.
Yeah.
And I drove, I think, two or three times a week.
Fuck.
And I would go, and at 8 o'clock I'd meet her, and I was introduced to lifting, and I absolutely fell in love with it.
Yeah.
Absolutely fell in love.
How much? Because this has to be like early 90s?
Yeah, so this is like 19. Yes, because she had just at this time, her and her dance partner were in Diamonds and Pearls for Prince.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so Lisa was, when it came to partner work, she's phenomenal.
My mom loved Prince.
Oh my God, who doesn't love Prince?
So like when Prince died, it was like a part of my child. I mean, for sure. Because I just remember like my mom, she would take me to school every morning and we would listen to Prince. We would rock out to Purple Rain or Raspberry Beret, that album. And it was like, so like when he died, it's like, oh man, it's like a piece of my mom. Yeah, it was horrible. Sure.
It's, you don't, in those moments like that, that's when you just flash your entire.
But you danced with Prince, right?
I did. Yeah.
Why you make a funny face?
Because it's just, I still sometimes pinch myself that experience happened with him.
It's fucking crazy.
Well, the craziest thing, I don't know if I ever told you this, I had a dream of being in a rehearsal space and somehow Prince had to walk around me through, it was choreography that was going on, but his whole gig, he was walking around me. Well, fast forward a year or year and a half, going forward, I'm in rehearsals at Alley Cat, which I know doesn't exist anymore. But Alley Cat was used on Sunset by Gower somewhere.
Yeah, I remember exactly. Oh yeah, that's where I remember specifically. That's where we had Janet's audition back in like
the All For You.
It might have been Velvet Rope or one of those. Yeah.
Wow.
But like 1,000 people showed up.
Yeah.
But it was like I remember exactly where it was.
But it was nuts because I'm standing and here's Prince walking around in the choreography, and I literally said,
"Wow." So he was in the rehearsals.
Yes, he came into rehearsals. We were shooting. It was the one. This is now when he was married to Maite, and this was his new single that was coming out at the time. Maite was in the video as well. So she actually held the audition with Andre Fuentes. It was Andre.
Oh, wow.
So Andre Fuentes choreographed that.
He goes back that long?
That, I want to say, probably was Andre's first big thing to start doing.
Wow.
Because at that point, that was 98, I was just getting off of working with Tina Turner. So it was, when the call comes in for Prince, I mean, do you have to think about that?
No.
Exactly.
Prince.
You go.
Now, did you call him Prince or did you call him Rogers?
I didn't call him at all. In fact, because it was kind of known, like, don't talk to him, don't look at him.
Really? How can you not look at him? He's fucking Prince.
I know. Well, I think, I don't know. But I will say this. I did speak to him.
Okay.
So I think speaking with him was a good thing because it led to 2 more jobs after that with him.
Oh, shit.
But at the same time, that was a first experience of being in rehearsals. I mean, beat down. Now, that phrase for y'all youngins means your hair, your makeup, your clothes. You look like if they need to film the video right then and there, you're ready.
Oh.
So all of us in between breaks, touching your makeup up. We weren't told to do that, but it was just, I think.
This is during actual shoot?
This is just rehearsals.
You guys are made up during rehearsal?
Yes, you better. Wow. Yes. Prince, I don't want to say, when I say he demands that, it's just, again, it's an unspoken energy that you just know, come together.
Right.
Get it together, be together, because it's just, his level is just up here.
Right.
And I think you just feel like, all right, if he's here, I got to somehow deliver.
How much of the choreography, like, does he have any input in, like, the choreography, or is he just, like, I'm sure there's actual choreographer on the job, but, like, is it a collaboration, or is the choreographer just setting it and then Prince comes along and says, yeah, I like that?
I think with that job, I think he let Maite have the reins. But I guarantee you she was definitely inputting with Andre. And no matter what, at the end of the day, he has the final say. Right. You know, when it comes to hair, the makeup, the costume, the vibe, the look, sure. I think if he saw something, which there's so many funny stories even with that shoot with him. It was, there's so many stories.
This is like Chappelle's Show Part 2. Have you ever see that?
I miss the Chappelle Show.
The Prince one's the best.
Oh, all that with Rick James, everything. I wanted more true Hollywood stories.
Yeah, that was a great show.
Yeah, but that entire shoot was beautiful. It was a really beautiful video. There was a lot of us girls. Our feet were so jacked up, y'all, because we were dancing barefoot. And that's the other funny thing. So you better run and go get your feet touched up. Go get a pedicure again. Right. Go get your polish changed.
That's one thing that I think dancers, their bodies move. Like, it looks amazing. Like, I still have such an appreciation for dancers.
Let me tell you.
But they got ugly feet, dude.
I still to this day 2 toenails on one on each, the even ones, not my baby toes. The next one in on both sides peel.
Really?
Yes.
They come off?
Well,
still?
They'll stay. And in fact, it just came off the other day.
No shit.
Yeah, because it's just all those years. And I grip. I know I grip a lot. And I got, as I was told in elementary school, they used to call me Fred Flintstone feet. But I say they're Fred Flintstone feet, but boy, they've danced. I mean, they've earned I needed that.
That's
more
awesome.
to grip the floor with.
That's so cool.
I know, there's so many stories.
So you worked with Prince 3 times on 3 different projects.
3 different projects. So that night, actually, towards the end of the night of shooting the one, Andre came up and said, Prince wants to know if you do Vibe tomorrow with him. And I said, Vibe. Oh, that was when Sinbad had Vibe, the talk show. And he goes, he's closing the show. Because at that time, this was the last episode. And he wants to know if you'll perform with him. I mean.
Hello.
So
stupid question.
Right. But they said, you're going to go into rehearsals when the shoot's done tonight.
Oh, fuck.
But I didn't care.
Of course
but
not.
Maite, his wife, said too, Cynthia, she's like, we had all these hair pieces. And she's like, he wants that same look for you for tomorrow. And he said the same thing to Suzanne Easter, who was the other dancer that did it with me. We did it together. She's like, you girls don't just go to bed like this. Sleep however you can sleep. Just don't touch anything. And no. We didn't. And we rehearsed till I think 2 or something in the morning. And then we had to be at Fox, or I think it was at Fox. We had to be at the studio the next day at 11 a.m.
Right.
Ready to go. And then you're like, first you're on a high because you're working with him.
You're right.
And then you're going to work again with him in another less than 24 hours.
That's so cool.
You're exhausted. Yeah. It was pretty crazy. Shaka Khan did that too.
Oh, wow.
And Larry Graham.
You know who Shaka Khan is?
Yeah.
Shaka Khan.
My last name is Khan, and
Oh yeah.
I can't tell you the amount of coaches I've had in my life that call me Shaka Khan. So I'm way too familiar with Shaka Khan.
I bet.
That's perfect.
That is.
So then you dance with, I mean, we're going to go back and forth.
Yeah, we're hopping all around.
But you also danced with Tina Turner.
I did. That was 1996 to 97, the Wildest Dreams tour.
And so at that point, she was what, like in her 60s?
Tina was 57 at the time.
Okay.
I was 22 at the time.
Crazy.
I know. It was really, really nuts. That also was crazy because I had just gotten off tour with Janet Jackson.
Oh,
I know. It's. I mean, trust me.
This is. I mean, this is why I wanted you on here.
But thank you so much. No, you guys.
It's so inspiring.
I'm so humbled and I'm so grateful. I mean, it really is. You'll know this, all of you guys, as you get older, when you can really. I appreciated everything, when it was happening, but it really takes more time to really go, you know what? I did pretty good. I did good. And because I think there's some of us, I feel all artists, we're so hard on ourselves.
For sure.
It wasn't enough. I didn't do good enough. I could have done more. And of course, that's always the case. I think that's a real artist because you never stop pushing.
Yeah. So
sitting here and talking and reminiscing, it's pretty awesome. Thank you, God. I mean, it's the best. It's amazing.
I mean, just those three names alone, it's like, hello, those are like three icons.
It's nuts. I mean, it just, there is something to say too about being at the right time, at the right place with the right people. Mm-hmm. I had just gotten off a tour with Janet, and this was 1995. This was the Janet tour. This was the tour that did That's the Way Love Goes. And
right.
She was at the top of her game at the point.
Yeah.
At that point, she was. We were laughing because I think MTV called it Planet Janet, and we were on Planet Janet at that time. But I had gotten, it had been like several months after, and I had a voicemail, again, back to the answering machine. I had a voicemail from Rusty Hooker, who was our road manager.
Rusty Hooker.
Yeah. Now, okay, wait. Can I say something? When that management team, when Roger Davies' management team stepped back in with Janet during the Janet tour, he had put calls out to everybody to mention, we're going to add a European leg. We thought the tour was done. That tour went for over 2 years.
Wow.
But Rusty, he's like, this is Rusty Hooker. Now, you guys, let me just say.
Rusty Hooker's a boy.
It's a man.
Okay.
And I have to say, one of the best damn road managers I've ever had.
Okay.
He's amazing. Great guy. But the funny thing was, I'm like, Rusty, now, what the hell is
is that a stage name?
What does this guy look like?
Is that a stage name? Or is that like.
And when I finally met him, he was nothing. He looked nothing like what I thought the name, you kind of go in your head, like, this better be something. And it was something.
I'm picturing a guy that looked like Tommy Lee.
Totally. Red hair, mustache, goatee. Just super, super. Yeah, but not like rocker looking.
Okay.
Just I don't
like
know.
Natural red hair, like a ginger.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, so he called after the tour with Janet, and he said, look, there's another tour coming up. Are you interested? Do you want to hit the road again? And that's all he said. He's like, call me back. So called him. I said, what's going on? He said, yeah. There's another big tour going to happen. Do you want to hit the road again? And I said, sure. I said, who can you tell me who it is? And he goes, it's Tina Turner. And I said, what?
Yeah.
What? And I said the same thing. I was like, it's true. It's like exactly. I can't even talk. That's how crazy it sounded. But I still had to go through an audition process. I had to meet her and audition.
Like just as a formality?
I think so. I mean, it definitely. So the word was, I heard this after. There was already two dancers. They were twin sisters with her on the 93 tour.
Uh-huh.
They wanted to add just one more girl. So Roger had mentioned me that there's this girl who was just with Janet. I think she'd fit great with you, blah, blah, blah. So Tina had just done Goldeneye for the Bond soundtrack.
Uh-huh.
And do you remember VH1 Fashion Honors?
Kind of.
This is really long time ago.
It's like an award show?
Yeah, but it had to do with the fashion. It was fashion awards or something.
Very vaguely.
And so Tina was performing, and I guess she had to come through LA. So it was November of 95. And they sent me a VHS tape. I had to learn 2 numbers off of a VHS tape.
That's hard.
Get together with the twins, which that never could happen with scheduling. So I really was like, great, I had to learn it all on my own, off a TV, off a VHS tape, and then show up at the studio that was told, be here at this time, we're going to bring her in. And I did the numbers with the twins, and she wanted to see more.
Oh, shit.
So they said, just put a compilation on, and that was the longest audition I think I've ever.
Did you like a freestyle?
Yes. Yes.
For how long?
It felt like an eternity.
Which it always does. It could be a minute, and you're like, dude, how fucking long am I going to dance right now?
Because I didn't know what they were putting on, and they put one of her compilations on. So it was going from one tempo to another. Now, I know her stuff, but the order of what was going to hit, I had no idea.
Wow.
No idea.
What was it like dancing with Janet?
Incredible. I think for any dancer, she was the ultimate.
I mean, I feel like
artist
still, right? Even like if I were still dancing, like it would be like, I mean, for me, I would say like Justin, of course.
Oh yeah.
And then maybe like Madonna, Janet. Like, I mean, there's like the big Gaga, I guess now too.
Yeah.
But she's still in the top.
No, hands down. I think she, in history will always be. She is that artist for any dancer to want to kind of hit that mountaintop with her. It's the ultimate. It is the ultimate.
So what's it like you're in rehearsals for a tour. What's like the turnaround? Like, when you're going to go on tour, but like how long are you rehearsing before the tour, before you go on tour? Is it like a month? Is it 2 months?
No, it's long. So back then, I mean, when I joined Janet's tour, it was 1993. The tour, so I came on the job a little later. The tour was already pretty much cast. 2 dancers had left and were getting replaced in. I actually missed the original call for that, which I could still to this day, but look how it ended up.
Right.
A newer agent got me in for a private call. The call was to be a swing dancer. And for those of you who don't know, a swing dancer is someone who you have to learn everything. And as soon as someone...
Oh, not like actual swing music.
No,
like,
yeah.
Kind of like you're kind of like that's what I thought.
Yeah,
I was like, oh, swing dancing.
Sorry.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, so a swing dancer that's just a term.
Like an understudy?
Exactly.
But like learn everything, everybody's part.
But you have to know everyone's part because anytime someone's sick, hurt, injured, has to leave the tour, you're stepping in and filling those shoes and you have to be ready to go.
Okay.
So I joined, I made it a thing for myself I was like, you know what? I'm going to really prove my worth here. I learned the entire show in 2 weeks. I stood in the back and I just watched and I practiced and I practiced and I practiced. So I had everything 2 weeks, boom. And that was back then my mind. Thank you to Dupre Dance Academy and my mentors. No, hands down, because Michael Rooney, Helene Phillips, Randy Allaire, Regina Williams, Doug Caldwell. I mean, the list Michael Rooney, Carol Connors, I can keep going. Because of how they were with us at that time, you needed to be, it was like you were a computer. You better absorb it quick.
Right.
So that's what happened. And I think a couple weeks later. So at this time, I didn't know how long rehearsals. We were supposed to leave in September. So this is May.
Okay. So a while.
We were, yeah. And then we got pushed back to November. I think it was November. I've had this question before. I think it was November, not October. Yeah, because it was Thanksgiving. So hands down, that was one job that I was in the longest rehearsals ever for a gig.
Yeah.
But that's why that tour was so tight.
Right.
Tina Landon, man.
Yeah. Love her.
Sean Cheeseman. It was backwards, forwards, upside down, blindfolded. You pick a note, we can do it.
She was at my first audition. So my very first dance audition was for Dirty, Christina Aguilera.
Yeah.
And I think Jerry Slaughter choreographed, but she was like his, I don't know, a mentor for him, but she was there and I'm like, I had to dance in front of. This is crazy. Like I grew up watching her.
Yeah.
You know, or her choreography at least, and her. Mm-hmm. So your rehearsals are like what, like 8 hours a day?
Well, I want to say we rehearsed. I kind of want to say sometimes it was like 1 to 6 or 11 to 5. All I know is it was a good 6 hour. It was long, but it was enough time because at that time, because I'm psycho, a friend of mine took me to Billy Blank's Tybo studio
in the Valley.
Yes, this is when
I used to live right
Tybo
there.
hadn't. The world hadn't learned about Tybo yet, but Sherman Oaks folks, they knew what was going on there, and it was incredible.
I think his son,
Billy Jr.,
took it over. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Yeah, this is like same thing. Now, Paul Abdul's mother used to work the front desk.
Hilarious.
You would definitely see people come in and out of there. It was the tiniest studio, the sweatiest, funkiest thing, but everybody was in there just getting their sweat on.
Do you remember Tybo, Alex?
I do.
Yeah, man. So crazy. Yeah, right?
Yeah.
So we would literally I would go and rehearse and then go take a Tybo class.
Okay. That I was hoping that you would get into that.
Sorry, we kind of started.
No, I know it's okay.
Segued away.
It's just so fascinating to me. Like I could talk about dance all day, but the fact that
we need to come back to fitness.
Well, the fact that you would rehearse for 6 hours, which is not easy.
No,
you're busting your ass.
Yep.
And
staging all that stuff.
Yeah, you're doing blocking. You're just learning the choreography, or you're just perfecting the choreography. Mm-hmm. Maybe. I'm sure you're probably at some point practicing in heels, maybe, or whatever you're going to dance in.
Let's just say I had to learn on heels quick for Tina. I hadn't danced in heels yet then.
But so you're spending, for a normal person, they'd be like, okay, well, I've already worked out for X amount of time. But then after that, you still were like, no, I need to go do. I need to go work out.
Yeah, no, because I could see the pace. I already knew. I'm like, okay, well, we have to be ready. And this is going to be multiplied by 1 million once we hit the road, because you got to take into account the travel,
right?
The venues changing, and just the area locations. I mean, you go dance at Red Rock, is going to feel.
Have you danced there?
Oh my gosh.
Are you talking about in Denver, right?
Yes.
Oh, I love that place.
Oh, you guys, every time they literally had oxygen tanks for us every time we were there.
Have you actually ran the stairs?
No. And kudos to anyone. I've seen these new fitness. Oh,
yeah, I do it all the time.
Some of these fitness girls, they have meets and they go do their cardio. The team does it, which hands off to them. No, we used to joke because every time we'd get to Black Cat. Black Cat was before the Rhythm Nation, and we would have to crawl off the stage in choreography. But I'm telling you, at Red Rock, we were crawling off that stage.
That oxygen fucks you up, dude.
Yeah. So coming back to the classes, I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna be crazy and push myself. And I still pushed myself on tour. I still went to the gym. Everyone's like, this chick's nuts. Probably.
Yeah.
Probably, but I think you have to be a little crazy.
That's the kind of person you are.
Well, I demand excellence of myself.
Of course.
So, just because you got the gig, you can't settle in and slack off.
Right. I mean, because I feel like under those circumstances, because you were still, in your early 20s at that point?
I was 19.
You're a fucking teenager. It would still be super easy for you. You're getting paid to dance, which... I mean, in the 90s, I'm sure it was still a lot of money.
No, it was really good.
Especially
that's when there were labels. And that's when the labels had a lot of money.
Okay, yeah.
They really,
So you're getting paid, you're getting paid, the job is paying you X amount.
It was
so
very
you're making good money.
Yeah.
But you're also getting a per diem.
Correct.
Probably. So,
yep.
And you probably get some free food here and there.
Oh yeah, no, the gig. So catering travels with you. So your dinner every night, you're good. If you were smart, which we used to learn is for the rider list on your bus, everyone would make a shopping list. So if you're smart, you order enough stuff for your rider list, and then what you just take it off the bus. And I'm telling you, Tish, myself, I think Omar did, and Sean, we got hot plates.
Oh, no shit. Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, I'm saving this per diem.
Of course.
I'm making this last. So we started cooking in the hotels.
So it's easy. But so that's what I was trying to get at was under those circumstances, it's very easy to just be like, this is my life. But with all that going on, even at a young age of 19, you were still like, okay, but I still got to go work out too.
Yeah, because I guess to my, you know what, probably maybe with that first experience on that first job, you know, I think in a way I can say this could have been a positive. It just made me realize, like, look, you don't slack on yourself too. I tell everybody, because I get this all the time with clients that travel. I say it, I was in some of the best shape of my life when I was on tour. And it had nothing to do with, oh, yeah, but you're with the artists and you're in hotels and you're getting no. That's because you see how people can go the other way in that lifestyle. You can go very crazy on that lifestyle. But, you know, because you're in control.
Get it? Control. The Janet Jackson song. That's a good.
But it's true. I hands down always say this. I was in some of the best shape of my life on the road.
So when you're on the road, you're going, I mean, are you doing like, I mean, I'm sure, I guess it just depends, but, you know, for the most part, it's like a different city almost every day. And you're like,
oh, yeah.
Are you going by bus, depending on where you are? Or is it sometimes train? Is it everything?
We did. So usually once we were in the States, it's a tour bus.
Okay.
You know, of course, we did some trains when we had to get from, I don't know, I think like when we were in Paris and we had to go from one point to another, especially in Japan too, the bullet train. We did take that. But for the most part, you're on a bus, on a tour bus. If you really have to fly, then we get on the plane.
Okay.
But no, you're on a good tour bus. And you're right. It's some days, the most would be 4 shows in one city. So like Tina had it set up, we would do 3 on, 1 off, 1 on, or 2 on, 1 off. It's spaced, but we did. I made a point. I don't care. I had my itinerary immediately. This is when you had a call. We get to the hotel and I asked the concierge, where's the closest gyms? That's just what I did.
Who does this sound like, Alex? That's right. This is I talk about.
You do, and I have to say, I respect you so much because I see your posts all the time. You're like, where were you in Oklahoma? Just even out in the fields.
Yeah, that's funny. Yeah,
that's commando style. Like, look, I have to take care of myself.
I have to.
Well, it's kind of like training is a form of my meditation. You know, that's what it's kind of really done over time. But yeah, no, you new place, new venue, okay. New gym. And sometimes we used to work it out where we would hook up the gym owner with tickets.
Oh, perfect.
To the show sometimes because they take care of us. God, come in for.
I schmooze that all the time when I go somewhere.
In restaurants sometimes too. They'd be like, here, just hook us up, you know, or we'll get you some tickets. You know, it just was it was a nice exchange.
Right. Now it's like I'll post about you or I'll tag you guys and, you know, but it's still the same thing.
It is. Know? I don't mean to be, it's just different times.
Yeah, I know.
It's so crazy.
Imagine if you would have had like social media back then.
Don't say it. Thank God we didn't.
Yeah, right?
Oh, no.
As like a teenager and a young adult on tour, like I can't imagine like just the cool crazy whatever stuff.
But see, so in this modern time, I think dancers obviously now have the opportunity to get paid. Through Instagram, or you're getting paid for or you're getting free products. So I guess that's the exchange for now. Yeah. But back then, coming from an older space and time, I'm glad I didn't, because I wouldn't have been able to take everything, enjoy it. Yeah. This is hence enjoying the moment. Right. I don't know if people really know what that means anymore now.
One of the things it's like, and I'm guilty of it too, but like,
yeah, me too.
At a concert, like everyone's got their phones up, and you're just like, but like you can see the person right there, like, and you're looking at through your phone, but like the artist is on stage, and I'm just like, so. What I'll do is I'll turn my phone on, but I'm not looking at my phone. I'm still looking on stage. Right. But it's still like just the fact that you have to hold it up, or there's definitely it
takes you out. You don't realize it. Yeah. It takes you out. But again, it's different for every person. Yeah. You know, Whereas a 20-year-old or a younger person that's into all that, they're having the time of their life, even though they're filming it. Right. But I know it's just no.
What so. If someone's listening and they're a woman, let's say, or a man for that matter, mid-40s, what are some tips, or what would you suggest someone to stay in shape or to even like, what are your go-tos?
So the first thing I was going to say is it's never too late. Everyone's always, I hear this excuse, what's the point now? First of all, your age does not define who you are. Ever. If you allow your mind to go there, then it will. But, age is just a number. It's a state of mind, to be honest, and your soul.
Shout out to Aaliyah.
Because seriously, So first, you know what? Start with one thing at a time. I always tell a new client when I start someone, what's one thing? Let's start taking one thing at the top and work backwards. I don't like, this is just from my personal experiences, someone who just goes cold turkey. If you can do that, great on stuff, whether it's alcohol or dairy or smoking or eating out 5 times a week or cardio, get your water, start getting that water down you, maybe take one thing. Like if you're a soda person, start to cut down on that, if you're a dairy person, you're addicted to cheese, well, start to slowly wean it out. Just get started. Really, at the end of the day, that's really I would just say, just get started. Get started, see how you're feeling and engage it. Keep a journal. If you do work with a trainer, find someone that you feel that you can be completely honest and open with. That's not going to judge you either. Because I'm sorry, I don't need that person to be yelling at me or going off on me if I slip up.
Right.
If you work that great with the personality like that, then find someone like that. But I think just get started. You have to have an open communication with your coach, your trainer, or a friend if you're going to do like a buddy system. Accountability.
Accountability is huge.
Key.
Because I feel like you and but even still, like I can hold myself accountable, but it's always helpful to have someone else hold you accountable too.
Hey, and I'll say that about me. I can, and there's been many times when I can't, and I have to seek out. And I have worked with some of the best coaches time to time because this is what I do. But I need somebody to keep me in check.
Right.
Even though you guys can tell I'm a pretty strong personality, but I've got my stuff too.
Right. Sometimes you just don't want to think. That's why sometimes I'll just go take a class somewhere.
Those are great. I love that about you. You go and you try everything. Yoga.
Everything.
Yep.
I had a yoga girl on here last week. I like boxing.
I saw that. Yeah.
Running. I did.
Prevail. Yeah,
Prevail. I love Prevail. That's the second time Prevail's been shouted out on my podcast.
Well, because I went there too.
Oh, yeah.
I went there 2014, 15. And I would take from Rob.
I love Rob.
Rob's awesome.
Yeah. Shout out, Rob.
Yeah. Shout out, Rob.
Rob Kellner. On Instagram.
I was just going to say, I'm glad you know his last name because I never got it.
Yeah, he's cool.
But the whole spot is great. Their energy and just the staff, it's very welcoming.
They are great.
And yeah, this is it. You be in a space that's not intimidating.
They remodeled too, so it looks really nice inside.
Oh.
Just like a couple months ago.
Right on.
I think it's important for people to find things that they like to do.
Yes. And that's the thing is, you guys, maybe sometimes don't be posting every 5 seconds of something. Hold it for yourself because I think sometimes that can be a setup for just not a disaster, but for something to really, you're going to play games with your mind.
Yeah. I think the posting stuff, like if it's in your, I don't want to use this word, but like if it's in your branding, that's fine. But like if you're just a random person, like maybe hold off on it until you realize that you're in the moment. I don't know. I mean, but I mean, also I feel like sometimes posting or for some people
is accountability.
Exactly. Yeah. It's proven to themselves. It's proven to other people.
It's true. So I guess that's what we're saying. You got to find what works best for you, but make sure it's something that doesn't deter you from your goal. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and remember, just the other day it was really kind. I had another person's client saying, "That's what I want," but I turned and I said, "Thank you so much." But I said, "This is 45 years in the making."
Yeah.
45. So this is what I'm saying. It takes time. Everybody wants that quick fix shit.
You can say, I have to. You can cut
no, because my husband's going to hear this. I'm trying not to have a potty mouth, but no, I just lost my train of thought because I could see his little face. What was I just? 5 years in the making. Yeah. So it's going to take some time.
Yeah.
Enjoy the process.
This is 40 years in the making right here.
What?
Yeah, I'm about to be 40.
That's nuts.
In 2 days.
Crazy. Crazy.
I'm big on just finding things that you like because, like, for me, like, I can do it all, but like, there's certain things that I don't like. I don't like spin or I don't like this, but I recognize that other people do.
Yeah.
So when they ask me like what the best thing is, it's like, well, first of all, the best thing that you can do is the thing that you will do.
And I was going to say,
whatever that is.
What you're saying is gold.
And then go from there.
No, that's gold right there. It's true. Period.
It could be dancing. It could be yoga. It could be, people like
class.
People swear by like this thing,
pole
and it's
class.
like, it's like exactly fucking pole class.
Yeah, let me tell you, don't sleep on that because
pole's great exercise.
Is crazy upper body work.
Yeah, and lower body work. They slide from the fucking pole with their legs. Dude, are you kidding me?
You got to have some core.
These girls are athletes.
Core.
So find what you like.
Yes.
Tell them we have to get out of here.
I know. I'm sorry, you guys. I went on so many.
No, I wanted that. I don't.
We can be here forever talking.
We'll have you come back.
Well, thank you.
Tell people where they can find you on social media.
So you guys can just find me at Cynthia Czarnecki. Cynthia Davila at Cynthia Czarnecki. CYNTHIA DAVILA CZARNECKI.
I think are the handles in the description, right?
Yeah. Honestly, if you guys find me, great. If you don't, I just appreciate you listening today.
You're always posting like you'll post a lot of workout stuff from
if
time
you guys
to time,
do go into my handle, into my feed and Instagram, there are good 3 years worth of workouts on there.
Yeah, especially for everybody, but like
I don't have to be just a woman workout.
Yeah, I know, but like women will. I feel like women will be empowered and inspired by the fact that you're 45, you look amazing.
I'm here. My purpose is here to help, and I just want to continue to push and inspire others. That's what my mission is now. Just taking from all this shit that I've gone through, and however I can help someone else, I'm going to do it.
I love it. And I love being around you.
Thank you so much for having me on here.
For coming.
Oh my God, thank God I didn't have coffee before this.
Guys, when you guys hear this, my album will have already dropped. Man of the Hood, it will be available. Available on iTunes, Google Play, Amazon Music, wherever you can buy music. If you want a physical, if you actually want a physical copy because you're weird like that, hit me up on my social media because they won't be in stores. But go on iTunes or whatever, buy it, rate it, and also with this podcast, if you liked it, please rate it, subscribe to it if you really want to.
Thumbs up, any of that stuff on there. No, that's YouTube.
Like on iTunes, you could go like the stars, you could leave, but anything that you do helps build the popularity of the podcast.
And drop some comments, maybe some topics.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure.
Drop some topics you guys want to hear.
Different people in the industry, like different types of people. I'm trying to bring in everybody, but I'm open to suggestions.
He's the best.
But thanks, guys, for listening.
You're so awesome.
To the Camera Adds 10 Pounds. Thank you for Cynthia for coming in, and we'll see you guys next time. The Camera Adds 10 Pounds.
Bye.